Assalamu alaikum, brother Ahmed.
Alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. You need to turn your phone or your webcam because the video is coming tilted. So probably you need to turn the phone so that it shows up vertically.
You mean the volume up?
No, your camera. Your camera is tilted towards the side.
To the right or left?
It's towards the right, complete right. It's at, we'll have to do a 90-degree turn on that one.
Like this?
Yes, there you go. Perfect.
Oops. 1 second.
Okay, take your time. We have a few minutes, inshallah.
Right or left?
It's towards the right, complete right. It's at, we'll have to do a 90-degree turn on that one.
How is it now?
Yes, there you go. Perfect.
Oops. 1 second.
Okay, take your time. We have a...
Is the audio clear?
Yes, audio is clear.
Have you been?
It's towards the right, complete right. It's at, we'll have to do a...
Naam?
Yes, you're good, inshallah.
Do I need to move the camera?
No, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, you're good, inshallah. That was just a recording playing probably.
Okay. How you been with your family?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, things are well. We'll just give a minute or so since this is the first day today, and then inshallah we'll get started. We have around about 12 to 14 participants already.
Ya Allah.
Okay, inshallah, let's get started so that we can have it at 9 sharp, and then inshallah people can pray their Isha and Taraweeh.
Inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to receive Ramadan and continue and finish Ramadan, inshaAllah ta'ala. As we all know, human nature, when we are receiving guests, when we are about to have something around with a huge impact, a celebrity, a public figure, a visitor to the masjid, to our community, what happens? We all rush to do our best to please this guest, have the right reception and have the right tools in place to make sure the stay is comfortable, efficient, productive, and enjoyable. The month of Ramadan is a time guest from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The timing of Ramadan is so unique that it comes through the lunar calendar. And we are not only preparing for a time, which means spending a month of our time the way we'd like. Because typically when you have a guest, you try your best to please that guest. You don't really allow yourself to receive the guest and please them the way you like. You would ask them the requirements and comfort zone. So with Ramadan coming, I propose that we prepare for Ramadan the way Ramadan likes it, the way Ramadan wants it from us, the way Ramadan gets pleased with us on behalf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, and we all know the ayat, and let me start with the first ayah that sets the tone for us, and we'll depart through some other reflections, inshallah, as we go on with our Khatirah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. So the siyam has been prescribed to us as it has been for the people before us. For one single reason, Allah states, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so you may get taqwa, attain taqwa, accomplish taqwa, get to the taqwa level of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not for us to get hungry, to get thirsty, to get annoyed, frustrated, stressed out about physical, about health, about family, about work, about sleeping and taking rest. It is about our one single goal. This guest is asking us to be prepared and fasten our seatbelts to attain taqwa. And what is taqwa? You know, it is typically said, fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. What? And I always say, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create us to fear him. He created us to love him and get closer to him and fix our own issues so we can be happy in this life. This life is a test. It is not Jannah. Therefore, we see what we see nowadays. We are going through all the challenges and attributes and tribulations at many different levels. The story is long, the list is long. However, for us, our number one focus should always remain focused on taqwa. And that's why Rasulullah said in a hadith sahih, من لم يدع الزور قول الزور والعمل به فليس لله حاجة في أن يدع طعامه وشرابه. If a person is unable to control what they say and say only halal and in compliance with the Sharia and stop lying, and qawl al-zur would be the highest level of lying because it is by design to accomplish a bad intention, work out of it. Therefore, during the siyam, what's the point in just giving up food for those hours? It's pointless. Allah Azza wa Jal does not need that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to get closer to him. So we arrive at Ramadan time and Ramadan arrives at our time, and the meeting will take place like this. Before Ramadan, we have so many habits. We have been doing some routines in our lives. It is time for us to recognize that the guest is telling us this needs to change. I am going to change your daily schedule. I'm going to take over. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking over our schedule and our priorities and our time for the entire month of Ramadan to tell us this is what I need you to do from the second you wake up to the second you sleep. And it's all ibadah. It's all opportunity. It's all amazing time to be able to really change all the bad habits that we have built from the previous Ramadan. Unless some of us, we're fortunate that the previous Ramadan managed to help them correct the previous habits so they arrive at new Ramadan with a better position. And that's why sometimes we forget that the goal of Ramadan and to have taqwa, we think by celebrating Eid, it's all over. Ramadan is over and we're done. But actually, the plan is for this month to help us and assist us, inshallah ta'ala, with the tools, means and resources at every level So the next 11 months, we are getting closer to Allah the way He likes it, the way He wants it. Many people in Ramadan, stuck up and food and the cooking and all varieties and everything else. But Ramadan doesn't like that. Ramadan is not designed for that. And that's why we have to recognize that things need to change. I really ask myself and you to really take it very serious and change the habits that we all know they're not pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a month of serious time. Time is of the essence. So this guest is telling us what to do throughout the day, not only to refrain from food and bad talk and drink and so forth, but also to improve and enhance our communication skills. What we talk about, how we talk about, how we think, how can we be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second step, the minute we break our fast, then the evening starts with food, iftar, with tasbih and dhikr and shukr. And then we move into tarawih. And then we move into an evening later with special dhikr. And I will remind you and myself with the following. One of the bad habits that I am sure a lot of us have experienced when we go to tarawih, the minute the imam is done with 8 rak'ah, we rush out to the masjid. Whether we pray 8, 10, 15, 20, whatever the number is. Does that mean we couldn't wait to get out to the masjid? Are we telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we've had enough of this? And that's why some of the most sincere people that advised me and gave me reminders in my life is to tell me, are you really so? You cannot wait to leave the masjid? Why can't you step aside, do tasbih, istighfar, dua, with all the challenges around us? Isn't it time for us to take this opportunity and to spend more time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after Taraweeh and not just call it a day and we wait for the second day because we want to get to our desserts. We want to get back to food. We want to get back to TV. We want to get back to the same habits we have adapted and we have really allowed ourselves to be working with in the months before Ramadan. Therefore, once the Taraweeh, they're done, it's time for more ibadah to the best of our ability. You may take a break. We all get tired. But at the same time, I am more focusing on the heart and the consciousness of the mind. That as we finish Taraweeh, I have to be longing more for ibadah. I have to be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable me more for 15 minutes of tasbih and dua, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's work on that. Let's make sure that receiving this guest is pleased with us. The more the night and the day of Ramadan are so special. And one last thought, with time, the day that goes by will never come back again. So, what are we going to do about this guest? As it is counted by the minutes, its presence amongst us by the seconds. What are we going to do about it? And the icing on the cake is the Quran. How can we please Ramadan and Allah Azza wa Jal in Ramadan without us getting closer to Quran? The words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the tightrope with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the beauty of it. When you read the Quran, you are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with Him. And when you listen to it, Allah is talking to you. So either way, you are in direct communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What more do we need? What more can we ask for? And also, you are rewarded so high and multiplied in this month. And finally, for this guest, we need to focus on ourselves, number one. If we have it, we can give it to others. If we don't, how can we? Therefore, take care of yourself. Look at your habits. Improve on focusing on ibadat and getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on one hand. On the other, get rid of those bad habits before Ramadan. And adjust and test and have checks and balances for your own self. Be your own judge at the end of the day and after Taraweeh, and ask yourself before you go to bed, today has gone from Ramadan. What have I done? What bad habits have I changed? What am I going to do tomorrow? How much of the Quran I have done today? How much of dhikr and tasbih and dua for myself, my family, my loved ones, and the ummah, and humanity at large? How much of all of that I have done today, and what I need to do tomorrow? It's not a resolution, but realigning with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, realigning with the month of Ramadan, to please Ramadan and have Ramadan pleased with us. Therefore, we please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will be pleased with us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who receive their guests very well and have them pleased and have them satisfied. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us our siyam and our qiyam, our tahajjud, and listen to our dua. Allahumma ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Adams, and Ramadan Mubarak to all of you and your families, inshallah. So we'll have this on a daily basis at 8:45 p.m. sharp, 15 minutes until 9 p.m. Thank you for joining tonight. Inshallah, see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.